no? I think if there's a need for CHED ng tulong from this committee, from this institution, we are here to help. I remember itong inapprove ng CHED resolution number 352/2024, which amends its previous policies on teacher education. Nakuha ko na po yan. Baka lang po may updates po tayo, Sir Popoy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a problem that the Commission and BAG started discussing before COVID because we're very concerned. Tumama po kasi yung COVID kaya ang hirap kumuha ng data kung ano yung basis to evaluate everyone. So we renewed the discussion after COVID, and we have approved already a program on how to rationalize teacher education institutions. We are currently evaluating about 300 higher education institutions. We're putting a cap on licensure results of 50% and higher. Those who have 50% below are being evaluated in terms not just of their LET exam, but their compliance with standards for faculty and for their dean, etc. And we have created a 3-tier system of compliance, and those that will fall to the lowest tier, we will close them. We will phase out the program, Madam Chair.
May pending po tayo ngayon kung ilan yan?
300 ho yung ini-evaluate. Pero we're getting data on the ground level to our regional offices. Once we get the data, we can categorize them on Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. And yung Tier 1, yun yung ipapa-discontinue yung program. Yung Tier 2 tsaka Tier 3 will be assisted by CHED for compliance. So there is a approved framework already by the Commission and Bank. It has also been reported to the EDCOM on what we want to do. We're just getting the data on the ground. Once that is available, we will now act on it as a commission.
Pero just to expedite the deliberation, Chair Popoy, if we can have a status report, yung kung ano lang yung available po, no? The only reason why I'm raising this is number one, to make sure that CHED would be able to support underperforming teacher education programs, no? Yung pwede pa nating i-save, tingin natin kulang lang, kulang sa konting sustansya, di bigyan natin ng konting sustansya, etc. And then yung syempre yung ma-monitor po natin at ma-sanction ng CHED yung mga non-compliant and with the standards prescribed by the commission. I'll go to the next topic. This is very dear to my heart, and a lot of the senators, especially Senator Win and Senator Pia, would attest to this. I always raise this every budget deliberation, yung manpower complement. Right now, if you look at CHED's staffing summary from 2021 to 2025, example, right now, 172 out of 689 permanent positions unfilled po. In fact, in the entire government bureaucracy, 1 out of 10 unfilled in the entire government bureaucracy. About 24% po yung vacancy rate sa CHED. So we wanted to find out, again, what steps are you taking to address this high number of unfilled positions? And paano po ba nagkakaroon ng impact ito sa operations ng service delivery natin in 2025. Another question that I'd like to raise is yung reasons behind the consistent, and if you look at the numbers, the figures, 24% po vacancy rate ng CHED's permanent positions. Baka naman po meron kayong mga bottlenecks and challenges na I experienced this when I was in TESDA. Yung salary grade nung nag-iisa naming item for our legal services, nag-iisa sa buong ahensya ng TESDA before, wala akong mag-a-apply dahil pang ano po nagtitinda ng pitche-pitche yung salary grade. And so we have to ask the DBM about it. So this has been my advocacy. So kung meron po, we would also like to know, Chair Popoy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are prioritizing filling up the higher positions. Because once there is retirement, they transfer. We try to fill up the higher positions as fast as possible kasi doon madaming takers. Pag na-fill up yung higher position, nagkakaroon na ng vacancy sa lower position. And we are particularly challenged in items like accountants, IT, kasi talagang wala pong takers. Wala kaming IT people in CHED. Because the items, kahit binuksan mo, walang nag-a-apply. Also for the very low admin positions, a lot of the employees would rather be contract of service because merong dagdag na 20% doon sa kanilang kikitain pag contract of service nila. Ayaw nilang maging permanent kasi lalo na yung mga bata, yung mga kagagraduate pa lang sa university, they would rather do contract of service because they're more concerned with getting a higher salary than staying in government for very long. Wala pa sa isip nila yung permanency. So ang una nilang kukunin yung contract of service muna, lalo na yung mga PTS na medyo mataas, yun ang kukunin nilang mga item. So yung mga babababa, mahina ang takers doon. Yun po ang challenging sa CHED.
Chair Popoy, no, ang pinag-uusapan namin ni Chairperson Pia yung kahalagahan din ng we assess these items eh. Kasi if these items are no longer relevant, then we give it back to the Department of Budget and Management and come up with another item that is more attractive sa mga applicants natin. I'm also looking at I was looking at my notes last year, and last year I made mention about this technical panels, no, yung mga contractual positions in regional offices. Kung natatandaan po ninyo, yung naging sagot sa akin ng CHED, many of the contractual positions in regional offices are technical positions for them to execute the additional mandates given to them under various laws, yung processing of scholarships, etc., etc. Now, you look at the reconstitution of technical panels. Since last year, only 15 additional technical panels have been formed by CHED, leaving 63 still pending. No? So maybe know the reason for the continued delay in the reconstitution, Your Honors.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We reconstituted a lot. May I ask, OPSD is missing. Where is OPSD? They have a list of the we filled up a lot of new
Yeah.
technical panels. I just want to have the exact number.
While
Yeah.
we're waiting for that I go to the job orders and the contract of service. It's been my advocacy ever since to look into this. We're pushing ending ENDO for the past so many years. In fact, we passed it here in the Senate only to be vetoed by the President. And this representation who fought for it for more than 2 years in plenary debates. Na-surprise lang ako, sa ticker ko lang nalaman na binito na. Sa ticker lang ng ABS-CBN. Right now, ang contract of service sa Pilipinas is about 830,000. Can you imagine that? And yet we are pushing to end ENDO in the private sector. How can we